What is up, Cowboys Nation? Your boy Mike Tag here. Another long night in the draft war room in the Cowboys cave. So appreciate all the love. Been on a few shows tonight. Still got a lot of energy left to talk to you guys, but wanted to just kind of give a little update on day two, give you some of my thoughts. Want to definitely hear yours. But before we get rolling, hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, like, share it with Cowboys Nation, because we're having a great time in the Cowboys cave. And let's just say this draft so far, I've been preaching playmakers, and I ain't got no playmakers yet. So that kind of gets me a little upset. But what I would say is the quality of what the Cowboys have done in the draft has been pretty damn good on paper. Now, ultimately, you gotta get these guys on the football field, and that will tell the story. But day one, getting an offensive guard, another Tyler Booker from Alabama. He looks like he is means business. He's gonna be physical. You want to get this running game going. He's the kind of guy to help get this thing started and working that interior line with BB and with another Tyler Smith. You put together a force. So I can't hate that first round pick. If you missed my thoughts on it, you can go watch. I did a video yesterday. Definitely go check it out. Day two, this is where we all talked about it, right? All right, we're going to get a running back. We're going to maybe get a receiver. You're going to get this. That didn't happen, which basically just confirmed that they're going in with Mingo. Mingo's going to be their wide receiver too. And he was highly graded out of college a couple years ago. Obviously didn't have a great start to his career in Carolina. I don't know how much you can blame him. Let's talk about some other players that left Carolina and people thought they didn't live up to the hype, and they ended up being better and better. Thank God they left Carolina. So he came into a rough situation. Dak Prescott obviously injured, going in with a backup mid-season, maybe the off-season. I did a video earlier a few months ago talking about he could be the X factor. Well, we're going to find out, because I still think they might get a veteran receiver, but there's no receivers left in this draft that they're going to get in day three that's going to be better than what they got in-house. So they're rolling with what they got in-house, and that just remains to be seen. We'll see if it pays dividends for them and works out, or if it doesn't. The one guy I wouldn't mind, if they're going to go ahead and stick with this, is my man from the U, Xavier Restrepo. You put him in there underneath, always open, catches everything, safety blanket for Dak Prescott. I wouldn't hate that pick. I'm just saying. Didn't see him get a running back. We thought they were going to go running back. Did not get the running back. A lot of running backs are left on this board, though. There's a lot of running backs left on this board. It's going to be curious to see, are the Dallas Cowboys going to kind of sit and wait, or they've got a lot of picks in this day three. A lot of picks in the day three with 5th and 6th and 7th. They can move up into the 4th round if they see a receiver, if they see a running back, if they see a guy they want. They definitely have the draft ammo to be able to do that. So maybe some moves will be made. But so far, looking at what they did in the draft right now, they got a highly touted man out of Boston College, Donovan. I'm just going to say Easy-E. That'll be his nickname for me, because I never want to butcher names. But Donovan is a smaller in height edge rusher. Some could say that he'd be, if this team was running a 3-4, which makes you wonder, say, man, Micah Parsons, he'd be a great 3-4. Maybe they're going to do some hybrid, but this guy is a force. He was on a lot of boards, ranked high. I've seen him as high as 17 on PFF. He's 6'2", 247, so definitely get a little size on him, but his season grade was a 90 on PFF. I mean, this dude was a baller, 14 sacks, played in, Power 5 conference. His pass rush grade, 90.5. Run defense, 83.6. This is a guy that is around the football, around the quarterback, and he's got a high football IQ. Everywhere I've seen people call this pick elite. on some grades. I've seen A plus. So this is a guy that, hey, he's not a wide receiver. He's not a running back, but this dude is a baller. And I think it was a steal for them to get him where they got him. So great pick. You got to give credit where credit is due, because we always like to hate, but we got to give credit. That if that pans out to what it could be, that could be a great depth piece, great edge rusher on that D line. It just makes them even stronger. They're talking in the trenches, right? We go offensive line, go defensive line, get them trenches covered up. And obviously you got Sam Williams coming back from an injury. They got Dante Fowler. I mean, they put together a pretty strong defensive edge. Not going to say defensive line, because we still got some questions at defensive tackle. There's a lot of D tackles left over. Maybe they address some of that in their draft as well. Didn't get running back, but hey, I said one of the playmakers we need to get is a cornerback. We got Diggs, obviously, injured. You got Bland. We lost Jay Lou. So this one makes me feel a little good, because we got Shavon Ravel, and I had him in one of my mock drafts. I got some hate for it, so I'm going to go back and look in my archives and just send a little comment to somebody who said, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and just remind them, maybe I know a little bit, maybe a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I don't know a little bit. But this is a guy, unfortunately, he was injured, I think, in the second or third game last season. But ACL, he should be ready by training camp. But you kind of know how that is. Coming off an injury, how do they respond? He's not a career injury kind of guy. He's definitely a playmaker. I think in just, 3 games or 4 games last season, he had 2 interceptions. He had a pick 6. He was another guy that was in a lot of top 50 rankings. He was a first-round grade if he didn't have the injury, which obviously, hurt his draft stock a little bit. But he had a, PFF grade of 84, which is pretty damn good for a DB. Didn't, obviously only played in 3 games, had the 2 interceptions, 1 taken to the house. He had a strong 2023, played in 12 games, obviously in 2022, just kind of working in the lineup, but he has been productive. Completion percentage very low against him. Grades out very well. He is on the bigger side, so he's been compared to a Richard Sherman, 6'3", 193, so that tall body. Another one is Cromartie, if you remember him, Antonio Cromartie, another guy, long arms, good reach around the football. He could be one of those guys. So I'm not trying to pump you up and get you guys all hype and do all this kind of stuff, but I can't hate on the Cowboys draft so far. It hasn't been sexy, and the Cowboys seem to never be sexy. But the players that they got are football players. They can be impact players this year for the Cowboys. You got to think Booker is, he's going to start. He's probably going to start. He's going to start. So there's one starter. I think you're going to see Donovan. You're going to see him in that rotation. So there's another guy in that defensive line rotation. I think Shavon, I think you're going to see him get in the mix. Obviously, see how he comes back from that injury. He should be good by training camp, kind of get his feet wet a little bit. But this team needs depth at cornerback. And, hey, if he comes back healthy, which, ACLs, that's commonplace in football now. He comes back to the way he was pre-injury. You're talking about a guy that's definitely got some upside. Definitely got some upside in a first-round grade. They got 3 guys with first-round grades in the first 3 rounds. So you can't hate on that. Now, we got to get the running back. We got to get a receiver. I'm almost not even sure if they're going to get a receiver, but let me just say they got to get a running back. I know Tootin's a name that is high, a lot of speed, could balance well with Javonte Williams. So that's a name to kind of keep your eye on. I know Jane Slater thought that was going to be the pick at 3, and then obviously she heard otherwise. So let me know your comments, man. I know we got some doom and gloom. I know we got some people upset, but take everything out of it. Take that out of it. Just let's look at these guys and look at the prospects and look at these new Cowboys that are on this team and do your research a little bit. Kind of get, because we all don't know every player. I mean, I don't watch film on every single player, so I'm relying on ESPN. I'm relying on PFF. Some of these guys, if they're in the ACC or SEC in the South, I watch football, a lot of that college football, so I've seen them, but I don't know the ins and outs of them. But everything I've read from the experts, everything I've seen videos from the experts, the guys that study this stuff, I haven't heard a bad thing about one of these picks that they've made. So far, so good. But tomorrow, more work to be done. Give me some playmakers. I'm going to keep saying playmakers until somebody hears me. Give me my running back. Get me a receiver. Give me some defensive tackle. Address those areas. Linebacker, I wouldn't be hating on that either. I think we could use some depth at linebacker. Get some football players, and let's get this thing rolling. But just wanted to drop in for a quick video. End of the night. I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be relaxing on a Saturday. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of the draft. Where will Shedeur Sanders fall? Where is he going to go? This is a lesson for all you young guys. I don't want to say he has bad character, but image. Let's just say image matters, and it matters at the quarterback position more than anything. He did not interview well, from what everyone said. The interviews did not go well. You saw some of the old tweets coming up where he was kind of, not being cool to his teammates that entered the transfer portal, even though he went to the transfer portal the next year and went to Colorado. So you kind of see some of those issues. Again, I don't want to say character. He's never been in trouble with the law. He's not, he's an upstanding citizen of the community, that kind of stuff. Probably a great kid, but it's just image. He did the draft party, he did all that. I mean, it's just, you feel for him. But sometimes a little humble pie is good. And maybe this is something that he can turn into a positive. He's got talent. There's no doubt about it. But this stuff matters to these NFL teams. This is professional football. You are, especially at a quarterback, you are the CEO. Just imagine the CEO of the company. That's what a quarterback is to the organization. They are the face of the franchise, and it matters. And you're seeing him falling into the fourth round. Could he fall any further? You're seeing quarterbacks that are going ahead of him that weren't better than him in college. So it's definitely, it's interesting to see. Hopefully it works out well for him. I want all these kids to be successful. I want all of it to pan out, but it doesn't. I mean, that's life. No one, you don't get participation trophies. You're not always going to get picked for the team. So, but you wish these guys the best of luck. But that's all I got, man. It's been a late night. Been doing a lot of shows. Give a shout out to my boys, Cowboys Can Fan, for having me on, having Kelly on. It was great. If you missed it, go check it out. UK Cowboys, those guys, Paul and Mike and Lauren, all those just great people. Had a great time talking some draft stuff with them. So check them out too. But more importantly, hit that subscribe on your way out. Help your boy out. We are on the road to 5,000. I'm trying to hook somebody up with some tickets, my tickets to the Cowboys. All I said was get to 5,000. I'm going to hook you up. So get to 5,000 and we'll be having a draw on. I appreciate it. You guys have a great evening, great morning if you're watching it. Hopefully it's the start of a great weekend. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.